Segment. So with record amounts of cash being raised this election season, should we limit campaign fundraising? Here's what you're saying. Carol says, of course there should be limits on campaign fundraising, and there should be no corporate donations. What happened to the days when the determinations were based on the people's vote? Joining us now is Jeff Bolton, radio host at 570 KLIF. And Michael Papantonio, liberal radio host. Jeff, go to you first. Whatever happened to free speech? What's wrong with this if people are enthusiastic?
People should be enthusiastic. I mean, let's be honest here. When we're talking about money, that's one of the bedrocks of American politics. You are not going to get rid of money in the process, nor should a corporation's or my or your free speech rights be abridged. Look at it this way. The Democrats have made it easy. The reason people are spending money is because their policies are like some plagues out of the Old Testament. People want them out of there. That's why you're seeing so much money spent. And it is absolutely the right of every American to sort through what the messages are that come from that money. And if we're not smart enough to figure out what the truth is, then, Larry, we get what we deserve.
Yeah, so freedom of speech, the real tenet of all of this. Mike, I know you disagree. Tell us why.
Well, almost 80% of the public disagrees with everything that Chuck Bolton just said. 80% of the public disagreed with the U.S. Supreme Court in allowing secret, untraceable money to enter the process of democracy. What happens is it opens the floodgates to places like China and Russia and Saudi Arabia, where they buy American democracy. Chinese dictators figure out who it is they want to be the American candidate, and they pump millions into that. For example, if they like a woman like Sharon Angle, who wants to ship jobs overseas. China likes that because they want jobs.
Okay, so this is a big conspiracy theory,
overseas.
it's sounding like.
Okay,
Big conspiracy theory.
No, it's not conspiracy.
Mike, what are we doing? Are we watching Mel Gibson in conspiracy theory here?
No,
are you kidding? Are you watching Mel Gibson in conspiracy
theory? One at a time. Jeff, go ahead. Hang on, guys. Jeff, go ahead.
Conspiracy theory.
I feel like I'm watching Mel Gibson's film, and Mike, as an attorney, you should know better than that. There's no proof to that. That's silly.
It's absolutely
and when
proof.
you're taking my ability, and you are inhibiting my ability to spend my money on an election, that is wrong. Listen, my friend, you can quote all the numbers you want to. The truth is, I have the right to spend any amount of money that I want to. Any, Mike, any amount of money that I want to. You might float that stuff on the left. That does not work in the real world,
okay,
my
guys,
friend.
we have to go one at a time so we can hear you. Michael, it's your turn, and then Jeff, it's going to be your turn again. Go ahead, Michael.
You know what, Chuck? You don't want the American public, Chuck, to have a voice. You want corporate America. You want your corporate lapdogs.
Oh, that's right. The evil corporations. The evil corporations. That's right. Oh, it's terrible. The evil corporations.
With American democracy. That's what you want, Chuck. You want
this is the tiredest argument in the world. And guys like you keep perpetuating this kind of stuff.
Wait a second. Just factually, guys, if I just put one factoid in. The unions are spending now more than the corporations.
Larry, the unions.
The new numbers,
about them.
The new numbers from AFSCME, the American Federation of State and Local Employees, puts the unions over the top, Mike. So I'm having trouble with your quote-unquote analysis.
Larry, you want me to answer that?
Maybe China's controlling the unions.
You know what the difference is, Larry? The difference is we know where the money comes from. It doesn't come from Chinese dictators. It doesn't come from Russia. It doesn't come from Libya and Saudi princes who want to keep the energy crisis like it is, so we'll buy their oil. So that's the problem. The difference between unions and foreign countries putting money into politics is huge because there is no secret money.
Jeff,
we know where the money comes. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce doesn't hide the money.
Jeff, what's your response? I thought unions had plenty of foreign affiliates getting money from overseas.
Well, this is always trying to make policy by throwing out this kind of silliness about secrecy and dictators. And guys, one last thing. It's a good thing we didn't mention where money came from on the internet during President Obama's 2008 run.
Yeah, it came from individuals, people sending in $25 rather than millions of dollars from corporations.
That's it. That's how they raised that amount of money on the internet.
That might be a wake-up call, but it's American democracy at work.
Well, how much overseas
completely.
money? How much, Jeff? Continue that thought. How much overseas money came into Obama's campaign?
They don't even know, Larry, because they suspended all requirements to report that. And that's what the whole problem is, again.
That's right.
The bedrock of American democracy is that you may spend your money to support any position that you desire. This is a basic civil right in the U.S.
Doesn't it unfairly advantage wealthy and corporations and unions? I mean, doesn't it unfairly advantage people with a lot of money if you can go out and really support a politician? Is that politician bought and paid for?
No, it doesn't. And here's why. Because you still have to walk into the voting booth and make an informed decision. Just because some knucklehead out there is pushing a position that you may or may not agree with doesn't absolve you from the responsibility of finding
Mike, one thing that I think worries a lot of people out there, Mike, is the idea that a career politician might then have a huge advantage over, say, an upstart who's got terrific ideas but doesn't have the money, the funding, or the name. In other words, if someone can come in and they've got the money to spend and they can get their message out there, what is wrong with that? The career politician has the advantage of already being a brand.
Here's the answer to that. Political money is like electricity. It follows the path of least resistance. Right now, the path of least resistance are people like Sharon Angle, who raised $14 million, and we don't even know where it came from. Or Michelle Bachmann raised $11 million. We don't know where it came from. Why did they give money? Wait a second. Why did they give money to those people? Because Sharon Angle wants to ship jobs overseas. Because Sharon Angle wants an energy policy like you do, Jeff. A dime-house energy policy.
Figure this out, dude.
So they
support conservative policies. Anybody can figure this out.